Good day, people of YouTube. So I was just dipping my long rod back into this big blue marble when I thought we could have a little chat about karma beans. So I totally believe that what goes around comes around, which is basically karma. And karma beans work just the same as stocks and shares. They go up, they go down, they stay the same. However, if like me, you're a bit of a cunt, then you too probably have a tendency to hemorrhage karma beans from time to time. So over the years I've had to develop a number of skills and resources to allow myself to collect karma beans from some unlikely sources. And I'm going to share some of them with you today, and hopefully collect some beans on the way. The trick with karma beans is that you need to keep yourself in a surplus. Jimmy Fallon. Now there's a guy full of beans. He's like the sweetest guy in the world, and rightly so, is collecting beans at a substantial rate. At this point, he's pretty much the CEO of Karma Coffee. On the other hand, you have somebody like FouseyTube. This guy regularly gets over 1 million views per video. Based on the assumption that if you're watching FouseyTube, then you're retarded, this means he's regularly taking millions of karma beans from retards. This is a big no-no. The first rule of karma beans is that you don't take from retards. Some other rules include all karma beans are void that are collected en route to orgasms, or if there's a discrepancy over the ownership of beans, you can plead the fifth. We all know about good karma, being a good human being, being open-minded, politeness, generosity, that's all great. But this video is about collecting karma beans in places you did not think to look. Obviously, if you're holding a door open for someone, then you're going to be able to collect a karma bean. It's just basic manners. However, if the other person doesn't say thank you, well, this is when you really collect. Instead of giving them a swift kick in the bollocks, take a deep breath and take 5 of their karma beans. There's no excuses for basic manners. Bad manners cost karma beans.
Write that down.
So unless you're a Minecrafter, then you've probably had a girlfriend. And at some point you'll have heard, "Me and some of the girls are meeting up at such and such's house for food and a catch-up." And then you hear the dreaded words, "And the boyfriends are invited."
Not again! No!
What's wrong? What's happening to you?
Betty, get away! Run!
Let's face it, you're going to lose karma beans just for the eye roll. But calm down. This is a prime opportunity to stock your reserves. Your girlfriend knows that you don't want to be there. So when our mate bangs on for 40 minutes about buying blinds for our new house, and then gives a top recommendation for websites for the best deals, just sit back and collect those beans. Preempted torture is karma bean compatible.
Write that down.
And don't stop there. Every time you get stuck making small talk with one of the boyfriends, feel free to collect a karma bean. You can do this guilt-free because the other boyfriends are doing the exact same thing. This is why guys have girlfriends. To stop them leaking all their karma beans watching filth on the internet, and for the vast amount of readily available karma beans while on boyfriend duty. So the grammar police. So this is your 2, 2 and 2. Stick a number before any of them and you'll get a cheap laugh. But there is a difference. And the grammar Hitlers out there are making a lovely little karma surplus on pointing out the errors of others. For me, this one's a judgment call. I will always take a karma bean from someone butchering the English language, but at the same time, I'm totally guilty of being lax with my grammar, and my speech for that matter, and regularly lose beans in the process. For this one, I just try and stay on neutral grounds. Lose a few, gain a few. For me, it's too much work to stay on top of. My advice to you is to go forth as you see fit. The gift of annoyance. This is a great one. This happens to us all. When some absolute bastard points out something annoying, which up until that point wasn't even on your radar. And then all of a sudden, it's the only thing you can think about. That quiet humming in your car that you hadn't noticed. The volume of a colleague's breathing that you hadn't noticed. Or the absolute worst is when somebody acknowledges a ticking clock. Then all you can hear is a ticking clock. Take their karma beans for such bad sportsmanship. Pity beans are the best, and definitely the easiest to acquire. Facebook douchebags, the potential is infinite, especially from attention-seeking girls. The girls who put up raunchy pictures for fucktards to comment on, Or the girls that gesture at depressive thoughts and then the next day write an essay on how great their life is. These girls are giving away beans for empty consolidation. Take those bitches beans. If someone's giving away free beans, then you'd be an idiot not to accept them. Hit the like button and collect. So supporting your local team. If you're like me and you support a dogshit football team, then you're in luck. Supporting heartless bastards so that they can keep themselves knee-deep in fancy houses, Ferraris and skinny bitches does seem unfair. But you can always pick up loyalty beans. If you're going to a Sunderland match, then make sure you take a wheelbarrow in order to carry home all your loyalty beans. And don't stop there. In the pub afterwards, there's always one bellend that feels the need to tell you, in fact, how well the team played and that they were unlucky to get beat 3-0. If this idiot wants to live in La La Land, then that's on him. If you're having to give him a sympathetic smile and an encouraging nod, then make sure you're getting paid. After all, they're called karma beans, not optimism beans. So this is pretty obvious, but don't leak beans. Do you know when you're supposed to be watching your spending, then you have a mooch into town or college or university? Then 3 coffees, a new winter coat, a raid in Poundland, and some antibacterial wipes for your butt plug later, you think, what the fuck? How have I spent all this money? Well, karma beans are exactly the same. You need to keep them under control. We're all guilty of leaking karma beans. A few top tips include recycling, even if this means taking your rubbish home with you. Don't fart in lifts. This is a big faux pas. Don't take a shit fit when your fries turn up cold in Mackie D's. The guy behind the counter's mum smoked when he was in the room. He's got bigger problems. Always give a courtesy flush in a public toilet. And most importantly, if you land on go to jail in Monopoly, pay the £50 to get out. Rolling for doubles doesn't make sense and you're just being a dick. So what have we learned? Well, keep your beans in the surplus and think about the consequences of any larger karma bean purchases. If you dump your girlfriend on Valentine's Day, that's going to cost you like 20 karma beans. Bearing in mind you only get 3 karma beans for helping old grannies across the road, you need to think about it. If you dump your girlfriend on Valentine's Day, then bear in mind for the next few weeks you're going to have to hang around old people's homes waiting to help grannies over the road. Always ask yourself, is it worth it? Or could you have waited another week and reduced your karma bean loss?